to V101 index. I actually want to explain it much more clearer. I want to make it clearer to you guys now. So can okay, now looking at V101 index, we are considering this region. It's actually saying buy, like the overall direction is saying buy in the monthly time frame. So now, like looking at this direction now, okay, I'm trying to find my buy entries. Now from here down here, you can see that you couldn't find the lower high, lower low formation. So it means that the weekly time frame, this is the weekly time frame. Look, weekly time frame. So it means that we have to go over to the next higher time frame. Like, so we are going to the daily time frame now. I click on the daily time frame. Still looking at this same case, you can see that now you are seeing a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. So it means that the lower high, lower low formation was first seen in the daily time frame. So you draw it. You draw your trend line now. What are you expecting from this market? Now, before this market would have gotten all the way to this trend line, here, it would have actually taken time. So you draw another trend line. Means that trend line, like you can draw trend lines from where one trend line ends and then another trend line begins. You understand? Like from where one trend line ends, another trend line begins. So that's the meaning. Trend lines are in continuous, like they continue. You understand? So you can draw another trend line from here down here. And once you do that, you can see other opportunities in the market. So that's actually what you can do. So you can see that, okay, even at this point too, before this market would have gotten to this point, it would have taken time again. So what will you do? You go over to the next time frame. So like looking at this point now, from this point down here, you couldn't find lower high, lower low formation. So you have to go to the forward time frame now. See, I'm moving steadily, like accordingly. So if you go to the forward time frame now, you'll see that you can connect your line all the way from here, this point down here, connecting from here, touches the next one down here. Understand? Down here. So that is how we keep on moving. Trend lines continues, like they're in continuous motion, like not continuous motion. This is not physics. They continue from where one trend line ends. Understand? Like from where the previous trend line ends. So now let's go head over to the daily time frame. So at this point on the daily time frame, we had a valid breakout here on the daily time frame. Look at the point of rejection back to this trend line. The market rejected from it. This is the points of rejection. All these ones here is the breakouts. All these ones here from where this candlestick broke out is the breakouts. Now look, this is where the market started rejecting from, back to the parallel trend line. This is the parallel trend line. This line is parallel trend line. So now we are considering this point of rejection back to the parallel trend line. You can see that this point here was in the same zone with this weak rejection region. So for that reason, this is not a retest. This is not a retest. So what you simply have to do in this case is to take this trend line over. And when I took it over, I had a breakout here again, but this breakout was still to a weak rejection region. So I still had to take my trend line over. When I took it over again, it was clearly not a breakout, invalidation. So I had to take my trend line over again. I hope you are seeing it. Then at this point again, when I had these breakouts again in the daily time frame, this breakout here was a big rejection region, so I had to take it over. So at that point you can see that I will keep on taking it over. So that's actually the right thing to do. So which clearly means that you couldn't get a buy drawing that line in that manner. So like you couldn't get a buy, the market couldn't give you a buy in the daily time frame, so you accept it that way. Now but you would have still gotten a buy in other time frames. I will come to that. I will teach you how to get that. So at this point you know when to say it's actually a valid breakout and when it's not actually a valid breakout.